All right, let's talk about something that can feel like a total beast in Vex Robotics, the engineering notebook. It's one of the most powerful tools you've got, but man, it can be intimidating.
You know that feeling, right? You see one of those award-winning notebooks, and you're just like, whoa, how did they even do that? If that's you, you're totally in the right place.
But here's the thing. What if I told you it's not just some boring requirement? It's actually your team's secret weapon. I mean, one competitor literally called it a direct path to success. So, okay, let's dive in and figure out how to do this thing right.
Okay, first things first, we gotta reframe how we think about this notebook. Because I promise you, it's so much more than just a chore you have to do to check a box for the judges. So, in the real world, for professional engineers, this notebook is a big deal. It's a legal document they use to prove patents and stuff. For your team, though, think of it as the official story of your robot's life. It's got everything, the good, the bad, and yeah, even the brilliant moments.
And its power really comes down to three main things. First, it's a tool to help you solve problems. Like when you hit a wall, you can flip back and see what you already tried. Second, it's a history book for your team, right? So next year's crew doesn't make the same mistakes all over again. And third, and it's a big one, it is your absolute best shot at winning those key awards, especially the design award.
So, how in the world do you structure this thing? Well, here's the secret. You don't have to invent it. The structure is already laid out for you. Your notebook is just the story of your team following the engineering design process.
Now, engineering design process sounds super fancy, but it's really just a simple, repeating loop that engineers use to solve problems. And the keyword here, for sure, is iterative. It just means you do the cycle over and over and over to make things better. Your notebook? It's just the story of you guys going through that loop.
And this cycle is basically the table of contents for your notebook. You start by identifying the challenge. How do we pick up this game piece? Then you brainstorm a bunch of ideas. You pick the best one and figure out how to build it. Then you actually build it and program it. You test it out, and here's the most important part. You take what you learned from testing and you jump right back to the beginning to make it even better.
And this is so important. A great notebook is not about showing off a perfect robot on day one. No way. The judges want to see the whole messy journey. They want to see the wrong turns, the designs that totally bombed. And this is the real gold, what you actually learn from those failures.
Okay, so you get the structure now. But what about quality? How do you go from just having a notebook to having an award-winning one? Well, the answer is hiding in plain sight. It's all in the official judging rubric.
The judges use this rubric to sort notebooks into 3 levels: emerging, proficient, and expert. And let's be real, your goal is to hit that expert level every single time.
Okay, look at this. This is probably the most important comparison you'll see. The emerging entry just says, we swapped the intake. That's it. It tells you what they did. But the expert entry, oh man, it proves it with data. It says how they tested, gives you the actual scores, shows the math, and justifies the whole thing with a hard number, a 12-point improvement. That is what the judges are looking for. So the big takeaway here is that quality isn't about how many pages you have, it's about the detail. You've got to show your work, show the data, explain your thinking, and justify every single big decision. You have to answer the question, why did we do this? All right, you ready to level up? Let's go through a few pro tips that will make your notebook seriously stand out from the crowd. These are some quick, high-impact strategies.
So, instead of just writing, "we picked the side claw because it looked cool," use something called a decision matrix. It's just a simple table where you score your different ideas based on criteria you decide are important. It's awesome because it gives you objective proof for your choice. It shows the judges you're making real, calculated engineering decisions.
Here's another great one: set SMART goals. That stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And you've got to write these goals down in your notebook. It shows the judges you're not just winging it, you have a real plan, and you know how to manage a project. Okay, let's clear something up that trips up a lot of teams. Your engineering notebook is only for the robot's design process. That's it. If you're writing about something else, it probably doesn't belong in there. All that other stuff, team photos, meeting notes, outreach, that can go in a separate team journal, which is totally optional and not for the judges.
And last but definitely not least, please do not forget the code. Your code is just as much a part of the design process as the metal parts. Judges want to see that you are developing your code right alongside the robot, not just slapping it on at the end. So document your code's journey, the bugs, the fixes, all of it, right there with the rest of your build.
So when you think about it, your notebook isn't just a chore. It's the story of your robot. Your robot tells the story out on the field, for sure, but the notebook tells the whole story. The challenges, the brilliant ideas, the failures, and everything you learned. Make it a good one.